So this is out where we walk towards our chicken coop out here, walking past some of our storage and our well house. Inside here is our 19th century well down in there, dug back in the 1850s. And out here is where our chickens are housed and kept in their Fort Knox. It's actually different than Fort Knox because in our Fort Knox, there's actually something of value in it. Let's see here. Beware of tiny dinosaurs. Over here is our killing cone. You need one of these when you have chickens. If you're ever going to eat one, what you're going to do is you're going to put the chicken upside down, pull the head down through the bottom, and off with its head. And he'll flop around in there for a minute or two. So this is the coop. The chickens are housed in here. And then this is the run. So you can see it's quite an extensive run. Again, everything is Fort Knox. There are definitely multiple intrusions that occur with this place. You can see it's pretty secure. We have locks on the doors. Actually multiple locks on the doors in order to keep everything safe, because if you've ever encountered a raccoon, they do have posable thumbs. They can lift these things pretty easy, and so you better have something that's a little bit more robust for a raccoon who knows his way around a chicken coop. And as you can see, it's quite extensive in here. This is to keep snakes out. So snakes will sometimes they'll even crawl all the way up here, just to try to get in. But if they get about this far, they'll give up. They usually go back down. They won't keep going to find something they can get through. I think in all the years we've had this coop, we've had one snake intrusion. One snake, I think, that was able to get in. I'm not sure about that. But for the longest time, we never had a snake that was able to get through this. Now this here it basically goes down into the ground, and then there's sheet metal under these rocks. And so if you dig down here, there's sheet metal that protects from some animal coming and digging through here to try to get under here. Okay, that's important, because what's going to happen once you come into contact with a raccoon who is motivated, he's hungry, he really wants to get in at those chickens, you'll come out one day and you'll see a bunch of these rocks have been moved away, and that's your first indication that there is an intruder trying to get in. So putting these rocks is just another deterrent, but it also gives you kind of like an early warning system that there is a raccoon in the area and he is trying to get through. So you can take the necessary countermeasures, set traps, do whatever you got to do. We have some tank here for water, but this goes all the way around this run, all the way around, everything, all the way around that run, to make sure nothing gets in this coop. Obviously, everything up top is secured too. Some animal can't get through there. I think one time we did find a hawk. Tim came out one day, and we had when we have everything open so the chickens can free range. The chickens, the doors and everything will be open. We have these little drop doors down here too. See that? So all these doors are open, and we had a hawk come through one day, and we actually went into the run. And needless to say, that hawk met up with some ground fire that did not allow it to take flight ever again. And here's the deal. I don't care if something is endangered. Your shotgun becomes your anti-aircraft to allow anything predatory to understand that this is not a friendly AO. We used to have these set up to where you could just open these up. This is on the other side of these is where the laying boxes are. We used to have this set up to where you could just come out here, open these up, and get your eggs. But now it's not a big deal. We'll just go ahead and go around the other side and get them. These are windows that you can take up when it gets really cold, or if there's really some hard weather conditions, you can take this off and then put it up on here to cover this, to give them some more seclusion and some more protection from the weather. Let me flip this around. Well, let me see. You can kind of see in there, hopefully, that this is their roosting area inside there. Yeah. and we save all of the manure that they generate, because that stuff is like gold. It breaks down into good stuff. You can see the chickens are in there eating scraps that we've put out. We put scraps out to them multiple times a day, especially right now because chicken feed is so expensive. And I just think this stuff is more natural and healthy to give them scraps. We'll give them meat scraps. We'll give them vegetable scraps. The only thing you're not supposed to give them is raw onions and sometimes raw potatoes, especially if the raw potatoes have, they say raw potatoes are fine, but if the raw potato has ever turned green, it can be poisonous to the chicken, so you don't give them that. But anything cooked is fine, so we'll give them all kinds of scraps and different bread scraps and bread that's gone stale or whatever. We'll give that to them. We can go in here and I'll just give you a quick look-see of the coop. So here's inside the coop that you guys wanted to see. We have things split up, but we have these where they can be open so that they can share the run like they are right now. They are open and shared, but when we're hatching out new animals, our new birds, we will keep them on one side and keep the older ones on the other side, and that way they can stay separate. But yeah, so we have it built that way on purpose. And there's laying boxes over here, and of course, laying boxes over here. And right now we're not getting many eggs because our chickens are a bunch of freeloading slackers. Okay, go ahead and put that back. Yeah, and again, multiple locks. So you see a lock here. We got locks up here because these things can be, these raccoons can be motivated. And inside the coop, let me walk inside here real quick. You can see the waters are down there. I'll go over here to where we have the runs where they come out. But you can see the runs. We have the waterers, we have some feeders here, and we have all kinds of scraps. And these guys are allowed to go all the way back into there and go into the main part of the run. Over here, we've got this tree we put in here. It's like an old cedar tree. Gives them something to climb on and perch up on. And I think there's some other perches in the main part of the run over there too as well that they can get into. But all this stuff is secure. You can see even up here we have fencing to keep everything secure. All the roof is secure. Everything as far as you can go is secure. We make this thing like Fort Knox. So nothing gets in or out without the proper identification and paperwork. So, all right. You guys wanted to see the chicken coop. Well, there you go. Let me just make a quick mention. Predators are going to be your worst, your main concern when it comes to having a chicken coop. There's always something that comes out at night. You can see all these woods behind me here. All those woods. Out there at night lurks predators. And every night they come in here and they can smell the chicken. Everybody likes chicken. So they come in here and they will try to do what they can to get inside there and gain access. But let me make a quick note. You guys have all seen the pricing of things. You guys have seen the raise of prices of eggs and chicken and meat and just stuff in general. And it's not going to go down. It's not going to go down. You guys think this inflation is going to be cured by the Fed raising a little bit of interest rates. You have to raise the interest rates higher than the rate of inflation. And the true rate of inflation, especially when you consider shrinkflation, is probably somewhere over 50%. And in some cases, it's probably closer to 100%, depending on what it is. But the average inflation right now is probably somewhere over at least 20 to 30 to 50%. And right now, the interest rates are not that high. So you're not going to stop inflation, and you're especially not going to stop inflation when you are passing $1.7 trillion spending bills. It doesn't work that way. You can't change, physics. Inflation is a monetary supply problem. Always has been throughout history. And the solution that I give you is to be a producer. things like this allow you to be a producer. It gives you options to be a producer. You're never going to get through what is coming if you don't change your mindset to become a producer. I hope that makes sense. Things that matter are things that benefit people. Things that meet the needs of people. Not the wants, but the needs of people. I hope you understand that. Anyway, guys, you guys wanted to see the chicken coop. I urge you guys to become a producer. Think about being a producer. Chickens are your entry-level drug into homesteading. It's something that you can easily get into, and I urge you to do that. So don't give up. You're always going to have problems. You're always going to meet challenges. Overcome those challenges. Reach out to people who have overcome those challenges in the past, and usually those people will try to help you as best they can. That's why we're here. That's why I do this channel. I want to be an education source. We have lots of videos about this stuff in the past, of some of the best breeds you can have, some of the best methods, some of the ways you can get chickens to maximize their production. People will help you, but don't give up. Don't just stack beans and rice and think you're going to get through this, because you're not. All right, guys. See you next time in the homestead. Bye. This is Grandma. Grandma survived the Great Depression. She survived the Great Depression because her supply chain was local and she knew how to do stuff. Grandma was smart. Grandma told us to make do with what you got. She also said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Homesteading is all about self-reliance and declaring ourselves to be independent from the system. We grow our own food, we raise our own animals, and doing these things helps safeguard our families from the unpredictable world that surrounds us. But what about banking? I love being my own power company, but what about being my own bank? Right now, our country is over $30 trillion in debt and rising. The Fed keeps printing money and the Congress won't stop spending money. Staying attached to the modern banking system and their investment vehicles is like putting all of your eggs in one very, very fragile basket. On one side, you have the threat of inflation and your savings value floating away, and the other side is a possible deflationary stock market collapse, just like what happened in the 1930s. Genesis Gold Group is like a basket holding eggs, and these eggs are impossible to break. History shows us that all paper investments have and will return to their intrinsic value eventually, zero. But gold, silver, and other precious metals have never, ever been worthless. In every collapse throughout history, people have turned back to precious metals to find monetary value. If you have a 401k, an IRA, or a savings account where you're literally watching the purchasing power inflate away, give Genesis Gold Group a call right now. Today, this instant. They can develop a strategy for you in the days ahead. I can tell you how I raise sheep, I can tell you how I raise chickens, or the best way to grow tomatoes, or how to hook up a solar panel. But Genesis Gold Group is your best shot at safeguarding your hard-earned savings and investments during this increasingly turbulent time in history. The link and phone number is in the description below, or visit their website at genesisgoldgroup.com. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.